Hi, welcome back to the HistoricNerd. Military simulations have existed since the earliest times in human history. Since the very beginning, we've used colored stones and grid patterns to simulate enemy movements and games of the like. Even Napoleonic-era armies used leather cannonballs to simulate enemy fire. And in 1958, a company called Avalon Hill used military training materials and grid-based movement algorithms and applied it to a tabletop game. However, later, the relationship shifted to where the US military actually started taking from the entertainment industry for military training. In the early 1980s, a group of US military contractors approached the Atari Corporation. Their idea was to have Atari create a vector graphics-based training program that could be used to train gunners for the Bradley fighting vehicle. A number of developers at Atari actually refused to work on the project. Ed Rottenberg only worked on the project because management asked him to, and he did it with the stipulation that they would never ask him to work for the military in the future. The notable differences between civilian Battlezone and military Battlezone can be found in the control schemes for the games and the gameplay themselves. Military Battlezone has a focus with the Bradley fighting vehicle, meaning it can use missiles and their aircraft in the game, where the civilian one doesn't have that same focus. But the key difference is that the control schemes on the military Battlezone are designed after the Bradley fighting vehicle, where the other one are just kind of a mock-up of what a tank might be like. Only two of these consoles were known to have existed. One was lost to the bureaucratic underworld of the US Army, and the other was found in a dumpster behind Midway Games, and now thankfully lives in a private collection where it's well taken care of. Even though Military Battlezone was a failure, and only two consoles were ever produced, the design configuration of the controls for that, however, ended up being on several other Atari consoles, namely Star Wars 1983. Military Battlezone is thought to be one of the first endeavors by the US military to enlist video gaming as an opportunity to train soldiers. However, Ed Rottenberg himself states that it actually wasn't the US military that approached Atari. It was a group of independent contractors. So essentially, it may not have been the first, but it was certainly a beginning. What is thought to be one of the earliest uses of civilian gaming for military training purposes was actually when the US Marine Corps commissioned a copy of Doom 2 to be modified for training fire support teams. Many of the military were quoted as saying the game was primitive, but the game demonstrated that gaming was quickly becoming a training tool the military could take advantage of. The US military has used a number of different games for development and training soldiers. They've used games ranging from Operation Flashpoint all the way to Full Spectrum Warrior. The US Army even went as far as to create their own game series, America's Army. Operation Flashpoint has actually been modified by the military into a program called Star Wars Ambush. And the point of Star Wars Ambush actually allows them to integrate VR goggles into the training scenarios, and also connect sites all over the country where they have soldiers working together in these convoys to work on communication skills and tactical training. As technology progresses and the entertainment industry continues to develop more and more advanced games, the US military will be sure to borrow from them to aid in training of soldiers. Most recently, as of May of last year, the United States military has actually spent $57 million using the Crytek 3 engine to develop a new simulator.
Welcome to real-time immersive serious game and simulation environment. An environment that brings you the ability to operate in any condition, be it air, land, or sea.
Only time will tell how more advanced these simulators get, but as the entertainment industry continues to develop more and more drastically impressive games, I think the military will continue to find them useful for their training. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.